Boston, plenty of sunshine all day today. Just not going to be very warm. Temperatures will struggle to get to the low 50s, which is where we expect to top out today. Right now, 38 degrees in Boston. You know, even crooks want to use the Boston bombings to cheat you now. We get details from MarketWatch.com's Adrian Mitchell.
The Boston bombings may have you wondering how you can help, but there are crooks out there waiting to make a buck on your charitable intentions.
Our giving instincts really kick in. Unscrupulous people know about this, and they will prey on that generosity.
Art Taylor, president and CEO of the BBB Wise Giving Alliance, says there are a couple of red flags to watch out for.
Unsolicited emails, a website that is either newly created or one that when I look up in the browser window, it actually took me to a place that is not quite that same name.
Scammers are out for two things.
Someone is creating a website to get you to go there, either to give your information or to give some money. You want to be very, very careful to make sure that the browser window is actually the name of the organization that you're giving your money to.
Art Taylor of the BBB Wise Giving Alliance. You can research charities at give.org. Adrian Mitchell, MarketWatch.com on WBZ News Radio 1030.
Rescue officials have said all along that the successful capture of Johar Tsarnaev would never have happened without help from the public. We'll take Bob Leonard from Taunton. He is an amateur photographer. He's taken pictures of the marathon for years. This year, no exception. Leonard was at the finish line on Monday, and then when he went home, found several pictures on his memory card that he ended up sending to the FBI. Here's what he saw.
Now, normally, if they had just kept walking, I might have only had one or two pictures, or if I was shooting up the street or down the street, I realized I might not have them. So, in between Whiskey's and the Back Bay Social Club, there was actually a green umbrella, and in there is where they sort of back into the corner. There may be, a whole bunch of people in front of them, but every now and then there was a break in the crowd, and sometimes you only see part of them, and then there's sometimes they're actually looking right at the camera.
Those suspects looking right directly at the camera. Leonard's photos were among those that enabled investigators to track down the suspects. WBZ caught up with Boston Mayor Tom Menino, himself recovering from surgery and a broken leg, for his thoughts on the week's events. WBZ TV's Michael Rosenfield with more.
Boston Mayor Tom Menino said he's never seen the city work more effectively than it did this week following the tragic bombings in terms of cooperation and coming together. We asked about how MBTA transit officer Richard Donahue is faring. He was shot during the massive shootout between the two brothers and police.
He's showing some improvement. He is, and that's encouraging to us that he's showing improvement.
And what about the suspect who's still in the hospital?
Okay.
Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick also looking back. He actually finds a silver lining from this week's events. He spoke to reporters outside Fenway Park yesterday, and WBZ's Art Cohen has the story.
Governor Patrick suggested a way forward after the marathon bombing in Boston.
I think the message for everybody around the world is that we must be in a state of constant vigilance, but we have to have vigilance without fear.
And Patrick did manage to find a small silver lining in last week's events.
The acts of grace and kindness that people showed, the extraordinary professionalism of first responders, the medical professionals, the law enforcement agencies, all of them spoke so well of the best in us.
Art Cohen, WBZ News Radio 1030.
WBZ News Time 8:42. Let's find out what's happening in the world of sports this Sunday. Here's Doug Cope, EastTicket.com Sports Studio.
All right, Jeff, after honoring the victims and survivors of the Boston Marathon bombings, Red Sox kept on with their best start in 11 years. They beat the KC Royals 4-3 yesterday. David Ortiz playing his first game since last summer. Daniel Nava hitting a 3-run homer in the 8th to win the game. Red Sox wore the home white jerseys with Boston on the front. Instead of the customary Red Sox. Sox play a day-night doubleheader today, making up for Friday night's game postponed because of the manhunt for the Boston Marathon bombing suspect. First game set for 1:35. Nightcap at 7:05. Basketball, Carmelo Anthony scoring 36 points. Knicks beat the Celtics 85-78 in their playoff opener. Hockey returning to Boston after a one-day postponement. Jerome Iginla scoring the tie-breaking goal, giving the Pittsburgh Penguins a 3-2 win over the Bruins yesterday. Florida is at Boston, 12:30 p.m. for the start today. And Sergei Kadevi won the London Marathon for the second time today amid enhanced security. first major race since the twin bombings in Boston women's race, won by Prescott. Jeff 2, that is sports.
Whatever they thought they could ultimately achieve, they've already failed. They failed because the people of Boston refused to be intimidated.
This is WBZ News Radio 1030. WBZ News Time, 8:43. We check traffic and weather together. It's the Subaru dealers of New England. All-wheel drive traffic on the 3s. Here's Nicole Davis.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. This traffic is going to be brought to us by Subway, and downtown the only problem I see is the Callahan Tunnel. It's not much of a problem at this point. They have a right lane taken for manhole repair, and it's not causing too much of a delay. Sumner Tunnel and the Ted Williams are both okay, though. Now, Pike eastbound, of course, the off-ramp to Poplar Square is shut down until further notice, but you can get off the ramp to the Prudential Center. Lower deck of 93 is fine. West of town, the Pike routes 2 and 9 and 495 are fantastic. North of town, you're doing well on 393 and 95 too. Route 1 still good from Chelsea to Danvers. Upper end of 128 looks good too. Now, south of town, the expressway, very light volume, practically a clear ride to and from Braintree. And so far, routes 3, 24, 95, not too bad. Your ride on and off Cape looks good, as does your ride on 128. Next report at 8:53 on WBZ's traffic on the 3s. This April at Subway, get a free 6-inch sub when you buy any 6-inch sub before 9 a.m. From the irresistible steak, egg white, and cheese to the tender turkey breast. April only. Subway, eat fresh.
WBZ News Time, 8:44. The 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast. Meteorologist Brian Thompson joins us. Brian, it's a beautiful day, but we got a jump start to spring here.
Yeah, we certainly do, Jeff. It's certainly been chilly here throughout the morning, and we're going to about 50 degrees today. There will be a fair amount of sunshine, but right now we still have a gusty breeze out there. I think that will die down a little bit, but whenever that wind kicks up, it's definitely going to feel chilly out there. Same goes tonight under a mainly clear sky, like 31 in the suburbs to 37 downtown. And tomorrow, not much warmer, maybe a degree warm up to 51, but if you're especially close to the coast, kind of a gusty east wind blowing and coming off the chilly Atlantic, it's going to feel cool at times with some sunshine. By Tuesday, it gets even cooler thanks to a storm system coming up the coast. I think it will be rather cloudy. We'll see some on and off rain and drizzle throughout the day. Only 46 on Tuesday. Clouds probably sticking around into Wednesday. Good news is you get a nice boost in temperature up to 60 degrees. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson, WBZ News Radio 1030.
Sun and 38 in Boston.
This week at our Bernie and Phil's Clearance Centers, the Rover stock with beautiful